Hello, dear viewers. I hope you're having a great weekend as we begin this year. My name is Serge Hori. Welcome to this edition of the news. We'll begin with the headlines. The IMF has projected Rwanda's economy to grow by as much as 7.2% during this year of 2026. Since the start of the year, the government of Rwanda has begun administering the hepatitis B vaccine to newborns countrywide. Now straight to the details. Indicators from the International Monetary Fund have shown that Rwanda's economy has been projected to grow by 7.2% during this year. Economic analysts have said that this pace has been expected to be achieved as a result of cooperation between the private sector and decision makers within government institutions. The report, containing an analysis carried out by a team of experts from the IMF, has shown that Rwanda's economy performed well in the past year and that it is expected to continue performing well this year as well. Economic analysts have agreed with the IMF indicators while also pointing out some measures that have been required to ensure that this rate of economic growth can be sustained. The private sector has also been called upon to play a role in supporting the government in the decisions being taken so that the economy continues to perform well. The IMF has indicated that Rwanda has maintained sound public finance management policies, facilitated investment, and taken decisions aimed at strong and forward-looking economic planning. The projections show that in addition to the expected growth, inflation is forecast to decline from 7.1% to 5.6%. Now, since the start of the year, the government of Rwanda has been administering the hepatitis B vaccine to newborns as part of efforts to strengthen their immunity and protect them from the disease, which is often transmitted from parents to children at birth. In 1998, the government began placing strong emphasis on immunization programs for young children against various diseases that affect their growth. This program has continued to improve and is now widely praised for having played a major role in reducing the number of children who die before reaching the age of 5, as well as eliminating some diseases that used to commonly affect children. Parents have been urged to ensure that their children receive the vaccine, as well as other scheduled vaccines, as the most reliable way to give them a healthy, disease-free start to life. Figures from the UN show that worldwide, more than 296 million people are living with hepatitis B, which is classified as a chronic disease, while more than 1 million people die from it each year. In Rwanda, statistics show that the prevalence of the disease stands at 0.26%, with the target being that by 2030, Rwanda will be completely free of hepatitis B. Now, women convicted of various offenses and currently being held in the country's correctional facilities have said that they have been abandoned by their families, especially their husbands, a trend that the Rwanda Correctional Service says has been worrying, as there are some who have gone for more than 10 years without being visited by their family members. On designated public visiting days at correctional facilities, one can clearly see the disparity in the way incarcerated women and men are visited. It is not rare to hear of recounts from incarcerated women who say that they last saw their husbands on the day that they were arrested. This abandonment by families, particularly spouses of incarcerated women, has not only been limited to the lack of visits, as it has also extended to the management of household property and compounded by infidelity, with husbands openly taking new wives. The spokesperson of the Rwanda Correctional Service, CSP Hilary Sengabo, has confirmed that women, children, and the elderly in correctional facilities are often abandoned by their families, adding that it affects the rehabilitation process with inmates in constant distress. Officials in the Ministry of Gender and Family Promotion say that they are aware of the issue, noting that it is of great concern and calling on families not to stigmatize incarcerated women. The imbalance in the way women and men are visited is clearly reflected in official figures, because in the first 3 weeks of December last year, About 4,000 people visited male inmates at the Nyarugenge Correctional Facility, while just over 500, mostly women and children, visited female inmates. Now, in the next episode of Roots and Wings, Iwachu, Enola Gladys Wenimana will be talking with members of the Rwandan community in Poland. They'll be opening up about their experiences, the challenges of living abroad, the warmth of the Polish people towards them, and the ways in which they continue to keep their culture alive even when not in Rwanda. Take a look.
What pushed you to be taking the leadership roles as the president and also the vice president in the Poland?
Should I start? Okay. Personally, on my behalf, I would say for me, leadership, it's all about service, being on the service of others. So, and another thing that I would add on my end, it's always, or I would say it's nothing better than serving a community that reflects resilience, the dignity of Rwandans, and how, as Rwandans in diaspora, we are really committed on being responsible to our nation. So simply, there was a need in our community to contribute. And as I was already an active member of diaspora, so I say, why not of being on the service of others? That's simple as that.
Yes. For how long have you been in Poland so far?
Personally, it's almost 7 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you've been all from the bachelor's now to the master's degree?
Yes, I've been there. I went there for bachelor's degree, and then right away after finishing the bachelor's, I took also the master's degree.
Interesting. And for you, Alan?
It's pretty much the same story.
Wow.
We went the same time, did some stuff, and here we are.
It's more really, I mean, it explains itself that you guys have been there for so long. So I would like to know, how do you make sure that Rwandans there, they stay connected? They have even, can I say, like, events that will maybe make sure that they are always together?
RCA Poland is structured in a way that everyone feels included and feels connected. So we have, in this couple of years back, we have tried to reform the RCA Poland structure, starting from the country level. We have the executive committee, and given that Rwandans are in different cities, we also have regional committees, and down to what we call ISIVO. So basically, ISIVO, we also have ISIVO in diaspora. So basically, ISIVO is a small organization of students who are studying at the same university or who are working at the same company. So we have made this in such a way that everyone stays connected, stays informed, and if anything, if there is anything bad, if there is anyone with a problem, it's easy for everyone to know and to intervene as soon as possible.
Wow. So,
The other thing that I would add on that importance of ISIVO, not only that to help the intervention in case of circumstances, but also it helps on sharing the information. When we have such executive committee on the national level, so it's easier, it's a way of decentralization that we have already here in Rwanda, that the information reach to the literally to the local citizen, I would say local diaspora, through the ISIVO structure.
Interesting. In what ways does the Rwandan society in Poland make sure that it represents Rwanda in the Polish society?
Well, I would say, first of all, Polish society or Polish community is a very good community. It has been welcoming so far, even though we have cultures that are a bit different, but there is a lot of similarities. The Polish community, first of all, they speak a different language. They speak Polish language, and we speak English, Kinyarwanda, French. So the first thing was to connect, bridge the two cultures. To find a way to live together. You know, there's a lot of different differences, starting from food, starting from lifestyle, starting from, you know, everything. So what we did was definitely to find a way to bridge, find friends from different universities, different places that Rwandans live or study, and start to create different programs or activities that can bring both people together, get to know each other, and get to know what each side could offer to the other. So far, I would say it's been a very interesting journey, but also challenging, because we're still learning the language, we're still adapting to the culture, but it has been nothing but welcoming.
Yes.
The community has been welcoming.
Speaking of the language barriers and also the challenges, what sort of challenges do you always face normally when you arrive there? And how long does it take for you to be speaking, their local language?
Yeah. First of all, before I talk about the culture shock, there is the weather shock.
Yes.
So the moment you reach there, if you're moving, I don't know if you're moving in this time of the year, so like right now we're in the winter, so the first thing you meet is a very harsh winter.
Yes.
I mean, here I think the coldest it could be is like 16 degrees here in Kigali, Rwanda, but there we could have -5, even 10 sometimes. So I would say before the culture shock, we have the weather shock.
Yes.
So you have to feel the coldness and you have to feel the change. So second, of course, is the culture. So in the culture, we can talk about the language, we can talk about the food, we can talk about the people. Definitely, this is also something different from what you have experienced in back home. So I would say it's a totally new part of the world. And one thing for sure we have, and I'll keep saying this, even though we have all those differences, but there is one thing which is unique for the Polish people. They're so welcoming.
Yeah.
Even though, we have these differences in languages. By the way, you also asked about how long could you take to speak the Polish language.
Yes.
I mean, it depends definitely on how much you invest in knowing it, but it's not among the easiest languages for sure.
Yeah.
And so back to the people, even though the languages are different, but you can see with your eyes, you can see that people try their best to communicate with you. They try to connect with you because they're eager to know you and you're eager to know them. So the eagerness is mutual. So with that mutual eagerness,
Yes.
there comes a way to communicate and to connect.
Mr. President, please, could you share with us some Polish language, some Polish words?
I'm going to give you a simple one.
Yes.
So in any time of your life, when you happen to move to Poland, if you want to say good morning, you say dzień dobry. Dzień dobry.
Dzień dobry.
Dobry.
Okay.
And thank you, it's dziękuję. Dziękuję.
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję bardzo. Thank you very
Okay.
much. Yeah.
Please share us with some.
Mr. the President says about good morning, but there is a common way of saying hello, as here in Rwanda we say muraho. There is vitam, and it's simple, vitam.
Vitam.
Jak się masz?
Vitam.
Jak się masz? That's a difficult
Okay,
one.
can you maybe give us a conversation within the Polish language, you two?
It could be difficult.
It's good. But dzień dobry, pan Alan.
Dzień dobry, pan Armand.
Jak się masz?
Dobrze, dobrze.
Tak. That's enough for today, I would say.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Can you relate it to anything you know?
I guess it's morning, good morning,
Yeah.
Alan, and then good morning,
Exactly.
Ahmed.
And then how are you? And he replied, I'm fine. I say,
Okay.
"That's
A pleasure that you are able to join us as always, and I do look forward to seeing you again. Until then, it's goodbye.